What's up, guys? Rick from DFS On Demand here with a preview for the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Lots of buzz this week because of what happened last week at the Valspar, which is Tiger Woods and his second place finish. He looked awesome, gave us a little sweat on Sunday, got the crowds going, finished one stroke back for second place. Looks like he is trending in the right direction. So to you, Tiger, I say, good job. Now we head to the Arnold Palmer Invitational, where it is going to be even crazier because Tiger is the 8-time champion. Yeah, I mean, we're going to talk about Tiger a lot. Before I do so, it's Bay Hill. It's one of the most famous courses in the world. There's going to be a lot of Arnold Palmer buzz and tributes and whatnots. It's a par 72. Mark Leishman's your defending champion. What else do I have to say about this? Course history is going to be great because they've played here like every year for a million years. And it's an invitational, so it's only a field of 120. So they'll still make a cut, but not as many in the field. So keep that in mind. All right, let's hop to it. This is my cheat sheet. This, along with every other tool you see, is available on dfsondemand.com. If you haven't checked it out yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. All right, here's the cheat sheet. This is going to be unbelievable. Tiger kind of blows up this whole thing here. So Tiger is $10,000, but he's 6-1 to win this event. He's going to be very, very popular, obviously. What are we going to do? So on its surface, I expect Tiger to be extremely highly owned. He's 10,000, but he's 6-1. So if we do our little odds thing that we normally do at the end, we'll just do it. We'll look at it now, and then we'll go through it later. You would say Tiger Woods is the best value on the entire slate. He's the best odds, and he's $1,800 cheaper than Jason Day is. Okay, so we would say he's the best value. Now, the problem is, and this has always been a problem with trying to bet Tiger or play him in DFS, is his value is always skewed. Like, is he actually 6-1 to win this event? Does he win this like 12% of the time? Probably not. Is he 10-1? Maybe. Is he 15-1? I don't know. The problem is the public skews Tiger so much that we never have a true grasp of what his odds are to win an event. So on the surface, just looking at this, we'd say he's a really good value. I will have plenty of shares of him this week at Bay Hill. But I'm thinking all of these guys above him are going to be less owned than they should normally be, right? So you have an opportunity here to go get one of these guys, and maybe not Rory because he's missed 2 out of his last 4 cuts. If you don't like that, go up, get Jason Day, 11,800. He is a past champion here. Fowler had a 12th place finish last year, a little more volatile. But the point is, you probably can't play Tiger Woods and another one of those guys. So if everyone's flocking to Woods, will you pivot? As a GPP player and a contrarian, I most likely will. But I'll have some shares of Tiger, but I'm sure I'll be underweight on the field. It's not anything I have against his game at the moment. It's just the fact that it's a little game theory, and I imagine he's going to be pretty popular. All right, moving right along. I am kind of talking myself into Hideki Matsuyama in a big way. So I have not. We've talked about this a little bit. I'm a GPP player. I try to go against the grain quite a bit. Hideki Matsuyama has not played since the waste management, and he had that injured wrist. That's going to keep a lot of guys away. But Matsuyama, $9,700, 25-1 to win. He has a 6th place 2 years ago. When we get to his tour stats, which we'll go through in a little bit, he's going to jump off the screen at you. Okay, he's going to be one of the elite guys. Who else? If you can stomach Stenson again, like we tried to last week, and he burned us, stellar course history here. There's a few other guys. Here we go. Patrick Reed. So I might start a lot, or I'm sorry, Adam Scott is who I was referring to. I might start a lot of my lineups with Matsuyama and Adam Scott and see where they end up. So Adam Scott, remember he was going through those swing changes, starting to round into form, 16th and 13th in his last 2 starts, 12th place and a 3rd in 2 out of the last 3 years here at Bay Hill. Let's actually go a little further back and see his full course history. It was just one more year that I didn't have in there, which was 2009. Okay, so that's good to know. So this is almost essentially his entire course history since 2014. You can see he's pretty undervalued here, right? He's got better odds than Patrick Reed. He has the same odds as a lot of these guys who are more expensive than he is. Adam Scott feels like a pretty strong play this week, and we'll look deeper at his stats. But just as we go through a first look here, Adam Scott's the guy. All right, Kiradet Effie Barn Rat. We actually talked about him at the Honda, and he kind of let us down. Backed it up at the WGC, really nice event, and now he's coming back with 2 straight 6th place finishes here. We go back and watch the video from the Honda. I talked a lot about Effie Barn Rat, another player that I like who primarily plays on the Euro Tour. Let's see who else might be interesting. Zach Johnson starting to round into shape here. So $7,700 coming off a 16th at the Valspar. Hasn't played much outside of that, but he's had a good swing season and 2 top 10s in his last 3 starts here. Emiliana Griot. He's the type of GPP player who can kind of spout off a little bit. 8th place at the Honda, a couple top 10s, really strong showing here the last couple of years. And let's go find him, because I think he had a Euro start recently. Like last week recently. Yeah, okay. Right, played the Hero Indian Open and finished in 6th place. So playing well coming into this. That was literally just last week. So you can see he's a little more volatile than a lot of these guys, but for $7,600, that's a really good spot to be, especially for an event where a larger percentage of the players are going to be making the cut. Give me these guys who have a chance to kind of go low and get hot. That's kind of what I'm looking for Emiliano. Who else might be interesting here? I should do this on live stream so you guys can just like shout it out. Molinari, stellar record. I've played him in a lot of these type of invitational and very strong field events. He always seems to show up. Probably no different this week, although he hasn't been playing particularly well. But really, really good course history down here. There's at least another one. Oh, okay. Here's my guy, Sam Burns. So, if you remember, played in the final round, or played on Sunday with Tiger at the Honda, or was paired with him at some point with Tiger. Finished 8th, great showing. Finished 12th last week, and that's actually a little bit deceiving. He was very much in contention coming down the stretch. I think he triple bogeyed like 16 or 17. That dropped him. Like, this could have very easily been an 8th place finish at the Honda and a top 5 at the Valspar, and everyone would be talking about him. This 12th place is a little deceiving because it was really just one hole on Sunday that dismantled him. He played a lot better than that. The fact that he's 60-1 and he's the same price as Peter Uihlein, who is 150-1, shows you what's going on here. Vegas is much higher on him than his DFS price indicates. That's something I like. 0 course history here. Not much PGA history in general to go off of with Sam Burns, so I hate to say he's a free space down here at $7,200, but he's playing really well. He's showing up under pressure, has been really, really impressive, and the Vegas odds are pretty much showing us what a great value he is here. Sam Burns will be making a ton of my lineups. I'll talk about Matt Every, who I just saw somewhere. Here he is. 2-time defending champion. I don't really care. If he wins again this week, great. I won't touch him. I mean, he's missed like every cut ever. So I've heard a couple people just saying you got to respect the course history. You know that I'm a much more recent form player than I am. a course history type of guy, I hate that I even had to waste 20 seconds talking about Matt Every, which probably means he's going to win it. Let's see who else might be interesting. Probably not too much down here. Yeah, just a lot of guys in bad form, huh? Really, really bad form. Okay, let's kick it over to the course history real quick and see if we missed anyone here. And I mean, Tiger's on here, and actually, my stats don't even go back far enough. 8-time champion. My stats only go back to 2008, which means we miss out on half of his wins. So he is still the second most DraftKings points per round. Actually, I guess he's tied with Effie Barnrat, and we don't even have 4 of his wins. It's pretty unbelievable how good he's been at this event. So you're not going to get anybody with better course history, but you guys know that. Let's see what else we have here. Rory, if you're willing to take a flyer on him, like I like Rory. Obviously, when he gets it right, when he gets right, he's going to be awesome. But really, really struggling right now. Here's Molinari. I'm trying to find guys with who have played this at least a few times. I don't know if Kevin Na is going to play this week. Withdrew last week with a neck injury. Would have me a little bit worried. Here's Adam Scott and Louis. Louis been playing well recently. Oh, here's Justin Rose, who's literally one of the hottest players on the planet. And he's knocked off a bunch of top 10s and top 15s here at Bay Hill in the past. Okay. Let's just look at the last 4 years, something more recent. So we'll lose Tiger here. Okay, Charlie Hoffman. This was only last year. 1 start. Here's Jason Day, your most expensive golfer, who I suspect will be pretty underowned because he's bearing down on $12,000, and you have Tiger Woods, who's $10,000. I suspect Jason Day's pretty underowned here. He might be a good little play at the top. I saw Kokrak's name before too. Yeah, it's been it was a couple years ago, but two top 10s or 2 top 5s. And there's Matsuyama, who I'm probably going to have a lot of. All right, so let's talk about this. So this is the tour stats visual, and don't forget, I have other tabs on these. Everyone always forgets this. I have other tabs at the bottom for a lot of these tools, so keep that in mind. So we're going to go to this correlation tab. By far my favorite thing this year. I was actually engaged in a Twitter convo earlier this week saying how impressed I've been with this. Really, really good at finding value and really good at identifying some nice trends. And the fact that we have such strong course history this week at Bay Hill makes me like these even more. So I run all the PGA stats for since 2008. So what's that, 10 years? All the DraftKings results, and we find out what stats correlate with DraftKings success. And the ones that did this week strongly were strokes gained approach, par 4 scoring, strokes gained off the tee. A new one here, proximity from 200 to 225 yards. They can stretch this course out pretty far. So a lot of shots come from this range, and it seems to be that players who are doing well in PGA stats from this range do well at this event. At least that's what this correlation says for the last 10 years. And then birdie or better. So let's just go through a couple of these. Strokes gained approach. Here's where you start to see Matsuyama's name going to pop up a lot, right? Here's Matsuyama. Here's Adam Scott. Those are going to be staples in my lineups. Keegan's on here as well. Didn't play as well last week as I would have liked. Probably willing to let him try to bounce back this week. He just never really got it going. I had a whole bunch of him. Zach Johnson, Tiger Woods, all pop up here, right? Guys that we would consider. Par 4 scoring. Day and Rose lead the way. Fowler's always awesome. Tiger's name is still here. Zach Johnson's name is still here. Cam Smith, I think, pops up a lot. He makes a lot of birdies too. So if you're looking for a value, $7,800. 77 for Zach Johnson there. Strokes gained off the tee. There's Molinari. So again, his finishes recently have not shown it. Unbelievable course history, and he's really good at one of the stats that's going to be important this week. It's strokes gained off the tee. If he can get a little hot with the putter, Molinari might make a run here. Here's Emiliano, okay? And we're going to see him on the next one too. Only $7,600. Fifth best strokes gained off the tee. He's awesome from this 200 to 225 range. I'll just hold there for a second so you can see the rest of that list. And then here's that proximity stat. Emiliano, Hideki. Any other names pop up here? You get a couple of values if you're willing to go with them. But I would prefer that these guys show up on this list like in more than one stat. So when, Alex Chika shows up in one stat, like, I can say that we can forget about that. That's noise. When they start showing up in multiple stats, that's where they tend to be better values. And then birdie or better, Jason Day far and away ahead of the rest of the field here, and Justin Rose and Matsuyama as well. One thing I do want to point out, I've now this sorted by salary. The three most expensive guys in the field, all losing strokes with their approach shots. Not the end of the world, but that was the highest correlated stat this week. Now, they can make up for it. Like Jason Day is elite at par 4 scoring, awesome off the tee, by far and away the best in birdie or better. So we can shake some of those off. Rory's stats really do not look good. I expect him to click at some point. But here's Matsuyama. Matsuyama's $9,700, and he is basically elite in one stat, really, really good here, above average here, and then top 5 in the field in the last two. So when you just look at it like this, that's a lot of green across the board, right? And green is good. So Matsuyama just continues to pop up. Adam Scott finds his way in there as well. And you can see a lot of these values, they'll just pop off in one spot. Emiliano, though, pops off in a few, so he's going to be making a lot of my lineups. All right, and then we'll go back real quick and just do this odds like we always do to finish up. And we're looking for any pricing discrepancies. Tiger, in the way that we would always do this, Tiger's the biggest discrepancy, right? He's the favorite to win, and he's like the 5th most expensive. Take that for what it's worth, knowing that Tiger odds are never true odds. Outside of that, Adam Scott, again, 25 to 1. Hideki Matsuyama is also 25 to 1 and $1,000 more expensive. Here's the 40 to 1 range, looks pretty good. 50 to 1. 50 to 1's pretty big. Molinari 7,300. Luke List 8,100. That's a pretty big range. All for the same odds to win. Here's that 60 range that I like Sam Burns in. That goes up to Cam Smith at 7,800. Here's 80 to 1. Hoffman, pretty cheap. That's a pretty good range, though. And then when we get really far down here, not much pops off. Okay? So there you go. There's the preview for the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Let me know what you're going to do with Tiger. Are you all in? Are you fading him? Are you going to try to get somebody else above him at a lower ownership, we think? Let me know what you're going to do with Tiger Woods. Good luck this week. Oh, sorry. I guess I should say tweet me. It's at DFS On Demand or leave a comment below. Good luck this week. Talk to you guys later.